Hi guys, it's Nyla here, honouring my commitment to make a video every week, which I hope will be helpful. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about the value of wisdom showing up even in our worst moods, and how understanding the way the mind works can really help us not to suffer unnecessarily. As part of my work, I work with recovering addicts, and one of the guys shared with me a story. He told me how one night he was feeling very low and just couldn't shake the bad feelings he was in, and it got so bad that he just wanted to kill himself. He was having really strong suicidal thoughts. And so he started to contemplate on what would be the best way to kill himself, going through various options. And eventually he thought, I'm going to slit my wrists. And then he had another thought. And the thought was, I don't want my mum to find me in such a mess. And then he had the next thought. And that thought was, if I kill myself here in my home, it will be at least 2 weeks before anybody finds me. So he decides to get up and go outside and kill himself there, because at least somebody would find him. And it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and he gets up and he goes out. But as soon as he starts to move, his energy changes, and so does his mood. And within a short space of time, he doesn't feel like he was feeling before, and the moment passes. Now, the truth is, we live in a moment-to-moment reality, and we have over 70,000 thoughts a day, and they come and go. They come and go. We don't do the coming and going. That's something that happens naturally. Like, we don't decide we're going to inhale and exhale. The body does that naturally. Well, the mind does the same thing with our thoughts. They come and go, and we don't need to do anything about that. But when we don't realize that, when we feel certain feelings that we don't like, then we start to give those feelings a lot of meaning. We start to make conclusions, we start to analyze them, and we can frighten ourselves by what we think those feelings mean. And what we don't realize that as a result, we innocently hold on to the feelings, especially the ones we don't want, because of the way we start to add thoughts to the feelings. And that if we leave them alone, they will naturally pass. Doesn't matter if it's good, bad, or ugly, the thoughts will come and go. And if we allow them, that's what they'll do. Now, the truth is, we all have our favorite bad feelings that we don't like. And it varies, it's very individual. So I could do anger and rage, no problem. But if I got sad and if I cried, no, that was not a feeling I could handle. I gave it a lot of meaning, I analyzed it, I made all sorts of conclusions, and just frightened myself from that feeling, and made it into a big deal. And I'm sure you've got your own favorite feelings that you don't like, and as soon as that shows up, you go into another place and start to hold on to it rather than let the mind do what it's naturally designed to do. And the life of a thought is only as long as we think it. Only as long as we think it. If we don't hold on to it, it will do what it does naturally. And we all go to those places because it's human nature to do that. But when I didn't know that, I would hold on to my feelings, and it could be a feeling of hurt or resentment, and think that it was telling me something important. But it wasn't. It was just telling me about a thought, feeling that was coming and going. And if I didn't do anything with it, it would go. Now, I don't want you to take my word for it. I want you to see for yourself, because it's only then you realize, okay, I'm making a big deal out of this. Or, I'm in a low mood. I can't trust how I feel. And if I leave it alone, I'll have a better thought show up, and I'll listen to that. But if you don't know that, you can just hold on to pain and then get desperate about changing it, getting rid of it, whatever. Now, this guy started to hear this. He started to hear that thoughts come and go. Now, the next time he felt suicidal, he once again went through the process, started to, the feelings feel so compelling when they show up and so real that they don't feel like a thought just coming through and going. So he again started to contemplate how to kill himself. But he said that he decided that the easiest and fastest way to do it would be to kill himself by shooting himself with a gun. Now, he didn't have a gun, and he thought, okay, well, until I have one, I can't do it. But he said at the back of his mind, he remembered what I said, that the thoughts will come and they will go. But at the time, that's the best thinking he had. But it bought him time. It allowed him to let go of how to kill himself, because it was like, okay, I'll do it when I have the gun. But he knew he wasn't going to get a gun. But it helped him. At the level of thinking he had, that's the best wisdom could give him. And it allowed him to go to sleep knowing that he will do that. But he didn't. And it was because he knew in the back of his mind that his thoughts would come and they would go. So try it out for yourself. Notice the feelings. And if you did nothing with them, what happens? What happens? I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. It's a really big thing. It sounds small, but not taking our thinking very seriously, having an eye for our low state of mind, a low mood, and accepting it. It's like, if you have a friend and they're sarcastic but really funny, there are days where you could laugh hysterically at what they say, and then days when the same comments can irritate the shit out of you. Like, shut up. Now, they're doing the same thing, but actually it's just where you're at in the moment. So it's always happening in the inside. External things are happening, but it's how we're thinking about them that's affecting us. See what occurs when you look in that direction. I'd love to hear your comments. Feel free to share with me what occurs to you on my Love Now TV. If not now, then when? Facebook page. Subscribe to the channel if you think these videos have any value, and know that if you want to have a coaching session with me free of charge, then by subscribing to nyladar.com or Love Now TV, I pick a name at the end of each month as a way of saying thank you. So I hope this video has been of value, and I look forward to hearing from you and speaking to you next week. Bye for now.